Hello there, my name is Placeholder, and welcome to Helldivers 2. Today we're going to start off a bit of a series that I've come up with recently, mostly because I've been trying to find new ways to play this game, and also just new ways to challenge myself, because I'm really interested in this game, except for I try to stay away from meta builds. For example, my current loadout, pretty straightforward, sickle, pistol, and then whatever stratagems happen to work for certain situations. However, what I've worked on the last couple weeks during May, and also you guys are going to see in a couple episodes that come out shortly, is essentially my idea of not necessarily like beat all perks or like the best perks, or not necessarily best perks, best loadouts rather, just for each. I don't really spoil the fun too much, but essentially each different setup that I've done and I'm recording on is essentially, yeah, let's get the cat out of the bag. It's based on another video game, primarily Rainbow Six Siege. Now I know you're gonna say you're fucking insane. Yeah, I'm a little insane because that game is based on team tactics. Team tactics don't always exist in this game, which is exactly why I wanted to build and have fun and experiment with these different ideas. I've been working on a spreadsheet that's gone on for basically since I first bought the game, of just different stats and different armor sets that you guys are going to start getting a bit of a peek into with this upcoming series of stuff on Helldivers 2. Essentially, though, what I do want to say as a huge disclaimer is I'm not trying to stand here and be like, this is the best setup ever, like, oh, you should only run this, you should only run this. Whatever you feel like running is whatever you guys feel like running. And also, because as you'll see in these videos that come up, when I'm playing solo, is that each of these builds work okay when they're solo, and there's obviously some struggle points. However, they obviously work the best when you have a full squad utilizing these different roles, which basically all boil down to the original 10 operators for the attacker side in Rainbow Six Siege. I know that's a callback and a half for some of you players. So anyway, again, I just want to stress that this isn't me trying to force anyone to play a certain way. It's just that if you guys have a lot of stuff unlocked, have been looking for ways to challenge yourself, by all means, I hope you guys continue to watch this particular episode and also the later episodes I have coming out. As always, my name is Placeholder. Let's get into the action. Okay, so first off, we have GLAZ. GLAZ is primarily a sniper-based loadout. You can rock with the Diligence Counter Sniper. You can also potentially use the Peacemaker, the P2 Peacemaker, the P19 Redeemer, the G3 Smoke, or the Frag. Now, personally, I prefer to run the Smoke, the Redeemer, as well as the Diligent Counter Sniper, as opposed in this video. The armor sets you could probably use a lot of different styles. I personally just picked at least the first two, would be Infiltrator, SC34, or Trailblazer, SC30. The primary stratagems I always have for each one of these builds in these videos is that there are up to 4 stratagems, obviously. 3 are essentially, I wouldn't say locked in, but essentially, first stratagem we got the APW1 anti-material rifle. Orbital Precision Strike gets stratagem 2 slot. Stratagem 3 slot is going to be the AAC8 Autocannon Sentry, and then the last one will be player's choice. In this run, I used the AXAR-23 Guard Dog, just because it's my personal preference, because a few times when I've run as essentially a sniper build in this game, I tend to prefer to have it just for close quarter combat. It definitely helps with crowd clear, just in case I get overrun. Now, the reason that each of these builds primarily has the Orbital Precision Strike is because there's not exactly a breach charge in any of these in this game at the moment. So, essentially, to replace a breach charge, we have gone with the Orbital Precision Strike. It's small, but hella effective. And the reason that obviously the anti-material rifle is in the first stratagem slot for GLAZ is obviously because sniper rifle. It's very useful, especially against
artillery. Loadout lost. Sending replacement. Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched. Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery. Deploying Sentry.
Throwing grenade. You will never destroy our way of life. Get some! Get some!
Enemy tactical asset within threat range.
So obviously, this GLAZ build is very much long-range design, as intended. It's more or less essentially the anchor for the team, as is a few of the other builds in this series. I mean, obviously, GLAZ isn't going to be peeking around corners or really breaching facilities, like especially in this video, but I felt it was best useful to show you how they operate individually before I showed you how they operate as a cohesive team.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
The biggest thing to keep in mind, obviously, is that even with his range, you do obviously still want to make sure that you are fairly capable of any of his close quarter weapons, like the Redeemer or the pistol. Just because it's the automaton front, someone's always going to get in your face in some way, shape, or form, which is exactly why I brought the guard dog. But obviously, with that extra slot availability, you can bring in essentially whatever you want, just to kind of help aid yourself, since the first 3 slots are essentially locked in a way, just to help create this build, create the GLAZ build that I had in mind.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining. Helldiver lost and sending replacement.
Now, funnily enough, I thought my biggest issues was possibly facing off against a Hulk 1v1, maybe dealing with some artillery. But of course, as I decided to round this corner, of course there happens to be a gunship facility just right next to the main objective I'm trying to get to. And let's just say, yeah, this run was not exactly very well fated from the get-go. It was extremely difficult just traversing from point A to point B. Unless, of course, it was the only thing that actually saved me, rather, I should say, would be the fact that I had the Infiltrator armor equipped. That's what just kind of kept me under the radar for as long as possible. Plus, also, there was a blizzard that just had to just pretty much magically pop in, which if it wasn't for this blizzard, probably would have gone a whole lot more differently. Especially because of the fact that the attack ships just ended up pre-fire me like crazy. Like, I swear, anyone who says there's not pre-fire in this game, or just like essentially a lock-on mechanic for some of the shots in this game, you're lying to yourself. There's 100% a little bit of a lock-on.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements. Request approved. On its way now. Sending down Sentry. Deploying equipment package. Sending down support weapon.
Fire in the hole! Hellbomb arm! Clear the area!
Hellbomb. Request approved. On its way now.
How about a nice cup of liver tea? Hellbomb arm! Clear the area!
One step closer to mission completion. Sending down Sentry.
Alright, so we are now at the end of the run in a few seconds of my demonstration of the GLAZ build that I came up with. Essentially, what I just want to kind of cap off on is that playing by yourself with these builds is 100% a challenge. As you guys have already seen, it's, you know, thanks to Joel and also just thanks to the developers of Helldivers, it happens to be just such a diverse mission scenario. Every time you drop, you never know exactly what you're going to deal with. So, it is always very good to become prepared, which GLAZ, as much as I love this build, he's not prepared for everything that happens. But I hope you guys are intrigued by it. I'll have more details in the comments, or rather not the comments, but the description right below this video. And hopefully, maybe if you guys all are interested more in it,
Mission progress
with the
log.
next couple of videos, I'll probably release a bit of the actual full list of all the operators that I've already built, and also just essentially what each stratagem has, and also their weapon loadout as well as their armor loadout. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, my name is Placeholder, signing off.
Delivered. Emergent victorious yet again. Extract with